welcome back to the Common Room. That was Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Thriller, thriller, night, do 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 do. Click. It's a good song.
And we are alive. We have worked out the source of the noise, and it turns out basically because the studio underneath it, on the floor below, we have a music recording studio, I guess you would say. Yeah?
Yeah, music studio down below, and they're doing something with the drums for probably digital performance.
Yes, and they're playing the drums nice and loudly, even though the music studio is soundproof, and even though the radio studio is soundproof.
And even though it's down the stairs and down the hall...
Yeah, we can still hear it through the ventilation system.
It's always the ventilations.
So,
why did no one check the ventilation system?
I've got an idea, Ash. We'll chuck a possum in there, and they'll be scared the absolute heck out of them.
I think they'll be a lot louder, wouldn't it? The way they walk on my roof is doosh, doosh, doosh. Imagine that through the vents.
It would clear everyone out, at least, I suppose.
Yeah, if that's the idea. I thought I was trying to get rid of the noise, so that was the main objective.
Yeah, I've taken it too far. Anyway, it's time for our favourite segment. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah, mate, yeah, nah.
All right, first one is for you.
For me?
Yes, for you. Mints.
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 Mints or
mints? Mints are better when they're bitten, not sucked.
Mints or mints?
Mint.
Mint as in spearmint or mints? Mints as in cooked in a lasagna.
Mint.
Mint.
Yeah, so...
We're playing the old game of mint or mints.
Yeah, yes, like as in spearmint.
Interesting question. I always try to suck, but I never succeed in sucking. I feel like Brayden's taking this in a very dirty direction, but I don't mean it to be.
No, I just love the idea of someone suddenly tuning in, like at that moment. I always try to suck, and
I always try to suck, but I can never succeed in getting all the way to the end. I always bite it. I can't fight temptation. It's there in my mouth. I have to bite down. What about you? Are you a biter or a sucker?
No, I can't help. I have to bite.
You have to take a bite. When it's presented to you, you can take a bite.
Next, just coming on to the next one.
All right.
Can't contain myself.
Do you think is student-led learning a good thing?
What do you mean, is student learning a good thing?
No, is student-led learning...
Oh, student-led learning.
Where you go out and you do your own research and then they tell you you've done a good or bad job.
I think it's good because, I mean, that's basically how Challenge Accepted was created. So, yes, I have to say that it's good. It really depends how much feedback you get. And then you still got to I think the biggest thing, if you're having student-led stuff like that, it's got to be... You have to get the right criticism, as I said, and then you also have to be able to still pass even if your project fails.
Yes.
Do you get
Most
what I mean?
projects do fail, but if you can show you're learning something from
it, if you're showing how you're learning and how things improved, you learnt new techniques, whatever it is, then yes, that should be out. There is difficulties with student-led projects as well. One, I do like it how, though, it's a negative and a positive. I like it how it comes down to you and you've got to be motivated to keep going, basically like uni. But there are other negatives as well, such as people have the ability in group assignments to suddenly take over, which we're getting, that's one of our next topics. And there's also that worry that you think you're doing really well, but you've actually done rubbish. But then again, that could be also a positive because you learn, you know what I mean?
I think it gets into a lot of trouble when they try and put too much curriculum into...
You want to try that word again?
Curriculum.
Curriculum.
Curriculum into the...
This is a guy who's done English at university.
I did it as creative writing, so I can spell it, sort of.
Don't
test me.
Anyway, yeah.
If it's too much curriculum in the project...
Yes.
It really suffocates it. If you've got to try and keep to a style of writing that you wouldn't normally do, you've got to keep to a topic that you have no interest in, and you've got to find your way through it. I think it can be really hard, especially if you've got to keep to an essay format.
Yeah.
Well, if you'd prefer to explore it maybe in a podcast or a documentary or something like that.
I think it really depends of how you're going to do it as well, because group assignments are again different.
Group assignments are their own hell.
Yeah, but individuals are different as well. So you know what I mean. It's hard to be student led when you're in a massive group project with 60 people, because then it comes down to a lot of what others are learning as well around you.
And a lot of them will coast in a student-led thing. And student-led things are completely based on your motivation.
Yeah, but look, I'm not saying get rid of them, because I still think the most that I learnt at uni, even though I'm still currently going, was from student-led stuff.
I'd agree with that. But it does sometimes feel like a cop-out when you go to a course and it's like, no, you're going to learn everything yourself. And it's like, well, why am I even here? I might as well just Google this when I'm at home.
Yeah, it's an interesting debate, and I wonder if uni tutors worry about that as well. I think you should maybe have one assignment at least which is student-led. And that's what we did in that course of digital performance. It was one student-led, an essay that you had to do.
Yes, they had a balance. It wasn't
research.
The whole course wasn't this one project.
If it's a whole course student-led, I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably going to end in a pile of flames.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, that gives me my year-nar as well for you. Student drafting is a good thing.
Student drafting as
yeah,
in
so when you
drafts?
basically give a draft to another student who drafts it for you.
Peer-to-peer reading. I think it's a good thing. I think you actually learn a lot reading other people's terrible writing. It makes you feel better about your own, but also if they're doing bad sentence structure, you go, oh yeah, that's what it's actually like to read a bad sentence structure. I better focus on my own stuff.
That's good. I do a lot. Every assignment, I always get it drafted before. But I cannot preach this hard enough. Give it to someone who can actually draft. If they can't draft and they're just saying everything's great, it's an absolute useless process. At high school, everyone in class had to do it, right? And if you were unlucky enough to get the kid who refuses to try, you were screwed, and you were at such a disadvantage. It wasn't funny, because a lot of students didn't want to draft that again after.
No one wants to read another person's assignment. If you're going to draft something...
Especially in high school. I mean, uni is a bit different, because of that student-led, mentality. We're usually more likely to help people. But in high school, sometimes it can be rubbish.
Yeah. But it does expand what you're reading about. They might have a completely take on the subject than you.
What was that? Did you hear that?
I think there's a poltergeist in this room. Yeah. Things are falling off the walls.
Okay, this is actually
this
quite
is the
terrifying.
Haunted episode 13, and things are falling off the walls.
This
people.
isn't planned as well. Something just crashed. Anyway, next year, nah.
I don't feel like I should read my next year now, because it could be taken as another Halloween one. But do you like clowns?
Yeah, I like clowns. I had to do clowning in year 8 drama. That was great fun. Nothing wrong with clowns at all.
A lot of people have don't like the clown as an idea with the red nose and too much makeup. They're frightened by it. Do you see clowns as frightening?
Well, certain clowns are.
Well, obviously the ones in drain pipes are, but...
Yeah, but I don't see... There's certain designs that are a bit frightening, because you've got different clowns. Well, you've got pirouette clowns, you've got Auguste clowns, so there's a whole... I mean, pirouette clowns, they're very depressing. And then you've got Auguste clowns, which is like your classic clown and stuff like that. So I guess it depends on the type of clown.
But in general, you don't mind seeing the people dressed up in a silly outfit doing silly things?
Yeah.
I think they're really funny.
Yeah.
Clowns are great, and I don't understand all these people.
I feel like this is what we're going to get the most hate mail from.
I don't understand why people have such a hatred towards clowns.
I mean, they are trying to make you laugh. There's a couple of movies that's probably scarred some people.
A couple of bad movies
Hey, notice how we didn't say which movie.
Have given clowns a bad name, and I want to fix this for clowns. I think it's very funny what they do, fitting into small cars and riding small bicycles and falling over. Ha ha ha, hilarious.
I still love that episode of The Simpsons when he goes to clown college.
Yeah.
That's it, I'm going to clown college.
But then again, you've got the scary bed that in whatever episode that was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that would be genuinely terrifying. Anyway, enough about Simpsons. One for you. Thick shakes are better than milkshakes.
Oh, the thicker the shake, the better the shake. Interesting theory. What have you got? You got your smoothies. You got your thick shakes.
Yeah.
What's the other one?
Milkshake.
Milkshake.
Why have you brought smoothies into this?
I like a smoothie. What actually makes a difference between a smoothie? It's probably like hasn't got ice cream in it.
Some smoothies have ice cream and yogurt.
What's the line between smooth?
If there's anyone that works for Boost out there, or smoothie places, wherever it is, thick shake places.
What's the line? But thick shakes are definitely a thicker thing. You can stand a spoon up in them. And I like thick shakes.
Yeah, well, that's the rule. I've always been taught the rule of a thick shake and a milkshake is a thick shake you can stand your straw up in the middle and it won't hit the side. If it's a milkshake, it hits the side.
Yep, I love a thick shake. With all the stuff on top, on a hot day, there's nothing better than that.
Got to be careful how thick your thick shake is.
Oh, you've got to be able to get it on the straw. That's got to be the line, right?
Yeah, but if you have a thick shake, give a proper straw. Because I went to a bakery last weekend and I had a thick shake. They gave me the thinnest straw. I genuinely couldn't drink it. I was sucking so hard. Oh, God. Don't give me that.
I'm not doing anything. Describe your sucking again.
I was sucking as hard as I possibly could. I was red in the face.
And you just couldn't get anything out of it?
I had to take the lid off and just drink it like a normal drink. And because it was so thick, it like just fell out of the cup and just straight into my face. It just went...
I like those spoons that you get with slushies, which is the other sort of milkshake smoothie.
That's not milkshake, that's ice.
That's ice. That's the different sort. You got the smoothie, you got your thick shake, you got your milkshake, and you got your slushie.
Yeah.
And that's the other sort. And I like the spoons that come with that, like the spoon straws.
Yeah, they're very handy. I mean,
but very sharp if you have those in your mouth too much.
Oh yeah. Well, it's
lethal.
Yeah, but in the end, this is where we can go to more bamboo stuff and stuff like that, to be more sustainable for the planet.
Have they made a bamboo slushy straw?
I don't know, they could.
At the end?
I think they probably could, couldn't
they? They could.
Yeah.
I'm going to eBay that straight after this.
Yeah, good idea. It's a good idea. Final one for you. I've got another one for you.
Ooh, that's exciting.
People are going to stop using Australia Post after the latest scandal.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
You know what? I'm going to say no, because Australia Post has been through years and years of
I don't think you can just stop using the post office, can you?
By Australians.
Like, you've got other couriers, admitted, but
and
far
most
out.
of them are, the less said about them, the better.
Harsh, Ash. I worked for one.
Yeah. And they just haven't got the reach and the establishment Australia Post has.
I could argue that so much, but I'm not going to get into a work discussion on air.
All right.
But yeah, it was just an interesting thing. But that's all we got time for now. We've gone on a bit too much, so it's time for a music break, and let's work out if anything else is going to fall apart in this studio.
So we're going to smash to pieces on our 13th episode.
What's going to happen in the next segment? A murderer comes in, just says...
How did you know? That's Bill. He's out the back.
You're listening to The Common Room on Unicast.